The story of Allison Lane. One stormy night, Allison Lane's parents left on a trip to Florida, and Allison's grandmother was watching her and her little brother Johnny for the weekend. This night wasn't like any other. It was Allison's 15th birthday. Allison and Johnny were just about to watch a movie with Allison's grandmother, but when she realized she wasn't feeling well, she went to lay down in her room for a while. It had been about 3 hours since Allison's grandmother came back down, so Allison started to worry and went up to go check on her, only to see that her grandmother was missing, and all that was left was a puddle of blood next to her bed. All of a sudden, Allison heard a loud scream come from downstairs, but it was not from Johnny or her grandmother. "This is just a dream," Allison thought to herself. "This isn't real. I must have just fallen asleep while we were watching a movie." But Allison surely knows this is not a dream. Allison then runs downstairs to see where the scream came from, then realized it was just from the television. Then all the electricity suddenly turned off except one light in the kitchen. Allison walked to the kitchen, finding Johnny sitting at the kitchen table with 3 knives laid out in front of him. Johnny kept saying over and over, "Pick one, Allie." She said, "Pick one, Allie." Who said, "Pick one, Johnny?" She did, Johnny said, pointing to the corner of the kitchen. "Johnny, there's nobody there. What are you talking about?" "Turn around, Allie. You'll see her." As Allison turned to look, her grandmother was standing behind her, only it wasn't her grandmother. Her eyes were black and she was carrying one of the knives Johnny had laid out on the table. Allison knew something was wrong with her and turned around to get Johnny, but she noticed something carved into the kitchen table, "You're next," and the 2 remaining knives missing along with Johnny. Allison forgot about her possessed grandmother until she felt her breathing down the back of her neck. Allison ran out the back door only to find Johnny dead, pinned to a tree with the missing knives. Allison cried out with fear and knew she didn't have much longer until she ended up like Johnny. So she ran as far as she could, knocking on each of her neighbors' houses before sprinting to the next. Nobody was answering her, all except the last house on her street. The door opened and Allison's grandmother walked out, still holding the 3rd of Johnny's knives in her hand. Allison leaped to the side, expecting her grandmother to attempt to stab her, but she just stood there. Minutes pass and Allison stands, waiting for her grandmother to do something or say something, but nothing happens. Then suddenly Allison falls over, dead, a knife in her back, and her grandmother walks away into the darkness, never to be seen again.